Honestly, I didn't even know I was on yet. Hi, guys. Bonacera. I'm not sure who's on. John Gross, Christine. Hi, guys. I didn't even know I was on. That's pretty sad. I was just getting the camera ready. Hi, guys. All right. Well, we have a few people on tonight. I really can't see very well, but we're here and we're chillaxing on a Friday night. I'm so super tired, guys. While we're waiting for a few other people to join us, hi, I heart you. I heart you too. Heart you guys. I hope this, I don't know what it is with this pink room, but it makes me look, hi, John. Hi, how are you doing? Okay, so I worked today while we're waiting for a few people to come on or off or on or off. A lot of people watch these in rerun forms. My name is Lynn Cicero. And tonight after work, I ran to College Hill in Easton, Pennsylvania and picked up a big rug. And from a very lovely lady who had lost her husband, I guess 6 months ago, and she's moving. Ironically, to the town where my father died, but I don't want to say anymore because I don't want to, out her. She's entitled to her privacy. So, carried this huge rug down, like equal to 2 flights of steps. Well, actually, yeah, 2 flights of steps, and then the outdoor steps. And it was so big. And you know what's really crazy is this is another victory for me. It was fantastic because I wasn't out of breath. I didn't have a problem with doing it. I didn't feel clumsy or like I had to sit down and take a break or anything. It was really fantastic. So it's still sitting in my vehicle, too heavy for me to take out by myself. So it's going to sit there. I was trying to get a braided rug, and I acted fast, and again, I keep missing out on these really amazing rugs, and then, of course, there'll be nothing. So, I don't know. I love the Facebook Marketplace. It's fantastic if you can get your hands on something, but if it's a hot commodity, it's a little rough. So we're going to do a lot of stuff this weekend, meaning I'm going to do a lot of cleaning. A lot of cleaning and a lot of stuff, and hopefully I won't be as tired as I am right this moment. For those of you that are tuning in, I am Lynn Cicero. I am a bariatric patient from December 19th of this past December 2017. I come on periodically. It holds my feet to the fire, as well as if I can help just one person. It's fantastic. And kind of thinking about today, some of the events that have happened over the week. And I knew a few years ago, there was a kid, and I don't know, but he hung himself not too far. I guess I don't know. The rumor was his mom threw him out or something. I'm not sure. Wouldn't take him back in, or I have no clue. But thinking about some of the people who have killed themselves, such as everyone heard Kate Spade killed herself this week, the famous chef, this morning it was announced he killed himself. And I think about sometimes about anybody. I'm not sure if anybody's never ever thought about, just for a fleeting second. It could be just for a second. Someone broke your heart, and how would they feel if, how would they feel, if I wasn't here anymore? I mean, I think some people have fantasized about that or not. And sometimes you have to take a step back and think, what goes through the mind of somebody who is that desperate? I mean, I get it if somebody is suffering and they're in a lot of pain, or they got diagnosed with cancer and was like, I'm not going to be able to go through this, or anything like that. I get it. and then it's hard for people to understand when someone feels like they have nothing left, like there's no more joy of life. I get it that some people just are more, they're very big empaths, meaning that they feel everything that other people feel. I think that Robin Williams might have been an empath, that feels stuff to such a great magnitude. And then I think about some of the kids who've been bullied online, in school, by adults. I mean, vicious. I'm not talking about, when I grew up, someone would say, oh, your feet look funny, or, oh, I'm just talking about relentless, not getting up. Like not getting off of your neck, stepping on your neck and just not getting up. And I think about people that have weight issues, and maybe that's taken them down. Something that's like a constant kick to their ego, where they just, again, I refer to 600-pound life, where people feel so hopeless, like they're never, ever, ever going to. That someone weighs like 600, 700, 800 pounds. I mean, I know what it felt like just weighing what I did, which was not 600, 700, 800, 900 pounds, but to feeling how hopeless something is, whether it's financial, whether it's physical, whether it's, and the way I always look at it is, even when someone gives you, there's one thing that always stuck in my head, one thing, and let me tell you this. I was fortunate enough to go to Europe before the wall fell. I went to East Berlin, and it was a very cloudy day, or everything looked kind of dark in a communist world, I guess. I wish some people could feel that dark hopelessness that you feel when I was there at the checkpoint Charlie, and I was able to go in because I didn't have any German ancestry that, jumped the wall or anything. And I remember just sitting there looking at the wall and seeing all the graves along the Berlin Wall, and what the days they were. And we met with a guard who had to pretend that, he tied his buddy up so he can escape to the non-communist side. He escaped East Germany, and he talked about stories where people would climb over the wall, and many of them would get shot, and their graves were and then you find out then a year or two later, the wall comes crumbling down. And you think, if those people only knew and they just hung on just a little bit longer, they would be here today. And that's kind of how I feel about when people, I always say, if I was told I was going to have so much time to live, and I wanted to do myself in, like it was just messing with my mind, like, knock on wood. I'm going to find some wood here to knock on, because I always hate playing with these scenarios, because I don't want them to happen to me or to anybody else that I know and love. But I think some people, they're told, you have 2 years to live, and someone wants to kill themselves, right? I keep thinking of that Berlin Wall, those people who didn't see tomorrow as a possibility. And I think, what about one day when someone comes with a cure for cancer, that someone offed themselves a week beforehand, or somebody who just offed themselves because they felt that they were getting too old, or these people who kill themselves because whatever reason, the mental, people who kill themselves because they loved somebody so much that they couldn't see themselves. That truly wasn't love, though, because true love is actually a verb, and sometimes you need to let somebody go, but to realize that there's always another love out there. If you don't believe in God, I apologize if I offend you on this part, but sometimes God is sending you somebody different, and I'm not doing like a preachy thing. I'm just trying to say, and the same thing is that if you're a believing person, then I don't want you to rush to the pearly gates. They're going to be there for a while. And whether or not you don't believe, then, hang in there, because again, a cure they could come up with something that makes us live until we're 300 years old and we look like that we're 30. I mean, look at how fast the world's evolved right now. But I'm thinking about all the cruelties, like all the road rage that's escalated over the years on the road, and trying to live your life to your fullest to find that joy. And I know that even though I wasn't quote unquote a 600-pound lifer, that how frustrating it feels because you're not getting the same quality of life or the same joy out of life. That you'll hear many of them say, if I can't lose this, then I'm gonna die, so I might as well just kill myself and keep eating. So it's very heartening. So I think of Kate Spade, and I think of the celebrity chef, and I'm sorry, I just can't say his name correctly. Oh, awesome, Christoph. I'm talking tonight because the theme of the week seems to be suicide. And I think about how many people that have weight issues or image issues or bullying issues, even children can be cruel, have contemplated suicide. And I would like us all to be a bit more cognizant, maybe a little bit more kind, a little bit less judgmental, and a little bit more empathetic. And even with ourselves, if we're feeling that way, it's not too late to change something in your life. It really is not too late to change something. It's not too late. Like I said, my regret with this process has been, why didn't I do it sooner? Why didn't I grab the horns of my life and address whatever issues? I mean, I was addressing it, it just wasn't working. So I want you to hug a little bit more, love a little bit more, and love yourself. Love yourself. Last night we were doing a kind of an action plan, different steps to do to stay focused, to get you on the path. I mean, when you build a house, you have a blueprint, right? So you have to have a blueprint with that too. And we talked about having your mind in the right place, right? You need to have it in your mind. And you need to visualize what the outcome's going to be. You're going to need to keep your eyes on the prize. And why are you doing this? One of those things could be mental health. Some people just they feel bad about themselves. I mean, both Kate Spade and the celebrity chef are very good looking, and weight wasn't their problem. But think about the stories of the people who do have weight issues, that have killed themselves, that thought they were ugly, that they were fat, that they were unlovable, thinks they lost a boyfriend because of their weight or a girlfriend because of their weight. How many people out there, raise your hand, did you just not think you were sexy enough because maybe you had a little bit too much fluff, or you had a physical flaw and you felt bad about yourself? How many of you have felt so empty inside because your life was just a little bit too empty that you just wish that, you know, you could curl up and go bye-byes? Thanks. Aw, thank you, John. A lot of us have felt that way a time or two, but some of us can't get out of our own way. So this is for those of you that heaven's always going to be there, and tomorrow the sun's going to come up. And as long as you have your health, you can seek happiness. And if you're feeling that sad, then you need a friend. And if you have a clergy, or you have a psychologist, or just a very good friend, just keep yelling until somebody hears you, because we all need that. And maybe that's a little bit more why I do this, right? Maybe I come on here and I'm self-deprecating about my weight and my issues, maybe so somebody else out there doesn't feel so lonely and feels that there's options for them. There are options for you. Your life's not over yet. And maybe everything's fantastic in your life, but maybe it's time to put on your earth angel wings and pay attention to those around you and help lift up somebody else. Help lift up a fallen soldier of life and lift them up and try to help them and move them along. Maybe you have a self-deprecating story that you can share with somebody to lift them up. We're all not perfect. I'm definitely not perfect. You know, I'm definitely far from perfect, and that is spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, and physically. We're all works in progress, are we not? And but the thing sometimes that by building somebody else up, you build your own person up too, right? And we can make the world. They'll be so thankful if you can help them. And I always believe that if you put into the world, that you will get back. Remember, I was talking yesterday about reciprocity, tithings, how and physics. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? And that's true. One of the things I always laugh about, and I think I've mentioned this in prior videos, is that if all the weight I lost, did the earth get any lighter? It didn't. It weighs exactly the same. So whether or not I lose all the weight I want to lose, the earth still weighs the same, which supports those things that energy is always just going to find another form of energy, right? And I think that's the same when we die. I think that's the same when we lose weight. I think that's the same when we give. So if you can just give a little bit more of yourself, and maybe there would be a lot less of the violence and the road rage in the world. So for all of you that are praying people, I would just like to send my prayers and condolences to both the celebrities who took their lives and felt that the world was so heavy that they couldn't deal with it. And I wish, even though I didn't know them, I wish they had someone to reach out to, and how awful and scary it must seem. I can't even imagine just, getting to the point that I'm actually going to do it. How much anguish and sadness one must feel in their heart at that moment. So if you can pick up on any of that, and if any of you at all should ever feel that desperate, at least give yourself another few days before you do something silly. Please reach out. I know that it's not the same. I know it's easier said to reach out, but think of all the people that love you. And if it's over money, it's money. It's money. If it's over love, you'll love again. Trust me. You can love again. So, and for those of you, if you need to change something in your life that's making you feel this horrible, then if it's weight loss, then keep staying tuned, and I'll be as self-deprecating as possible. I will cut myself down until the cows come home just to make you feel fine. I've had a lot of sad things in life, and I always say this to people. People sometimes relish in the fact that their life is so horrible, and they feel a lot of self-pity. And I'm not saying these celebrity people, that was their issue. But some people wallow in it, and that is why I used to say surround yourself with positive people. It can change the outlook of how you see things. But everybody always says, oh, I came from a dysfunctional family, and I always kind of laugh inside, because if I go up and down the street right now and knock on every single door and ask people to tell me about the dysfunction in their family, we all have a dysfunctional story. We really do. We all have that black sheep. We all have that somebody who's done something horrible in your family, and we would never all stand up and say that we had the Cleavers as our parents, or we had the Brady Bunch kind of family, or we had Dick Van Dyke and I can't think of her name. Totally escaped me. We don't have a sitcom traditional family. We mostly all have dysfunctional families. We all have that scary person in our family. We either all had an alcoholic, somebody who hit us, or wasn't very nice, was old school, brought up. We all have a story. But the only thing we do with those stories and learn to make us stronger. And if those people hurt us, we need to just confront it and say, hey, we just can't wrap ourselves in it and just carry it through the rest of our lives. Can't carry it until your grave. You need to move on with it. You need to just be the better version. You need to, the best revenge is doing it better then. So, yeah. Thank you. I'm really honored. Thank you very much. And when you do focus, and if you can do the marathon, each day you'll feel better and you'll become surprised at how far you came. So in the case of weight loss, how far I felt I came was, here I was carrying this huge 12 by 9 foot carpet with this other woman who had just lost her husband, and you could tell that she was still a little bit broken. 2 flights of steps, I'm coming down in the main house. It was a beautiful old house, and big. And you could tell she did I wasn't out of work. I didn't feel clumsy. I didn't feel like my body was going to give out. It was so amazing. And it's just so weird that just a little bit of weight can cause so much different in your life. And you can use my weight as a metaphor for something else in your life. Maybe you have a burden. Maybe you have something that you've been carrying around. You have luggage. You have sadness. That is one of the reasons why, and again, there was things in my life that I didn't forgive myself for. So I went to confession and I talked it out with the Father. You know, mind you, I don't expect you all to be Christians, and I don't expect you all to be Catholics that you have a priest to. But some of the things in your life, if you have a sadness, like I used to have some friends in life that had issues with their biological fathers that not were in their life, and then all of a sudden they showed up out of the blue, and these people didn't want anything to do with them. Well, they carried that around like luggage, and it ate away at them. And I said, I don't understand. If your father wasn't a criminal, and he wasn't in prison, and he wasn't a mass murderer, etc., why don't you just meet with him? You haven't seen him. You go around hating this guy. Why don't you no, I'm not asking you to say, hey, Dad, I love you. But how about, hey, Dad, you really suck what you did to me. Why did you do it? So there's things that, it doesn't have to be actual physical weight. It could be the weight of something eating away at you. You know, maybe your father abandoned you when you were little. Maybe you were adopted. Maybe you were beat. Maybe your mother was an alcoholic. I don't know what it is, but it's always good to sit down and talk to somebody, because all those things contribute to eating away in the wires in your head. And it's not good to be carrying that kind of weight in life as opposed to this kind. Both kinds of weight, whether it's the weight of the mind, body, and soul versus the weight on the body, these are things that could be a detriment to you and very sad. So if you all ever need a hug, I'll give you a hug. I'll give you a heart. I'll lend you an ear. But it's always good to have those positive people around you, because they too can help lift the weight of the world. What I think happens sometimes, and I am being kind of an armchair kind of psychologist, is that when you're a celebrity or you're that high up, and I believe that what's her name was divorced or separated or something, her world must have shrunk and was very small. And there probably wasn't a lot of people that they could sit and talk with. They didn't really have a lot of real people. In many ways, I mean, he was over in another country at the time, so all the darkness may have surrounded him one night, and it might have felt very, very alone and sad. That they're in a smaller world than me and you. I can go talk to a lot of people, but a lot of these celebrities, they have less trustworthy friends because everybody wants something from them. So I think what happens, and I think that they're afraid to appear weak. I think they're afraid to appear vulnerable and share some of that weight, whether it's financial, they feel like a failure. A lot of times when you're a celebrity, a bit of narcissism goes in that, and sometimes you can't handle when you're aging or your stardom is slipping. And that's the same in our own life. Some people, they feel the best years are behind them. Why even bother? In the case of weight, They feel like I'm never going to get the body back that I had when I was young. I destroyed it. I destroyed this part of my life. I destroyed this part. I look just like Quasimodo. I look so bad. There's no helping me. It's desperation. Then on the other note, then you have people who feel so much desperation that they feel that they decide to take out a whole bunch of other people with them. So there's a lot of things that go into it. And I think that this ties in greatly with weight loss surgery, and the new title of my page, which will be Beauty and the Bariatric. And bariatric is a study, is the weight, the weight world. It's the study of weight, bariatric surgery. It's a Latin term. I'll have to put that on my website where the word bariatric comes from and the meaning behind it. So, but in this world, beauty can be not only age. I feel it every day. Each year I get older, I'm uncomfortable with aging. It's harder for women. Maybe now it's becoming more harder for guys, because they're a little bit more vain too, right? But also that is the reason why I come on here, right? I have to get used to seeing me. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? And I know I'm not the fairest of them all anymore. It's a shame. I wish I knew that I might have been more fair when I was younger, but you always think you're the ugliest version of yourself. I go back and watch these things and I criticize myself until the cows come home. I'm like, ugh, look, my hair is a flop. Look, my eyeliner is whatever. Oh, look, I have my dark Italian circles are coming up under my eyes. My skin doesn't look as vibrant. I'm very, very critical. This is not easy sometimes to do. You think it's easy, but it isn't. I'm trying to wrap my mind around a lot of this. I couldn't handle it when I got fat. I couldn't handle it when my face looked like a big giant puffer fish. And now I'm just kind of trying to get used to it going the other way, but with that, it's not. I'm still older. We all have vanity, don't we? Maybe not you, but definitely me. I'm gonna be honest with you, I do, and that's why I do it. But one day, many years ago, I used to always think everybody else was the cat's meow. Everybody was cooler. I wanted to be everybody else. I didn't want to be me. And then one day something clicked that other people were just like me on the inside. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I do think about when something tragic like that happens. I think it should give everyone a pause. I know some people are like, oh, you don't know that person, but that's the whole problem. A lot of us don't want to know that person. We just like to be the fair weather friends and love them when they're at the height of their careers, and then we forget about them, almost like your pet, the cute little puppy. You love the cute little puppy, and then when the dog gets old, the kids lose their shine on it because it's not the cute little puppy, and not you. When I say you, I mean people in general. And then you see these dogs being taken to the pound, and maybe in some ways that kind of is how some people feel. Maybe that's how people felt that they were at the height, and now they don't feel loved and appreciated as much, and especially when their own support group. Again, that's why it's important to surround yourself with very positive people, not just fair weather friends. You know what a fair weather friend is, right? I use that phrase, and some people don't really understand it. I use it with my nephews a lot. I say, when the times are tough, your fair weather friends are gone. When times are good, they're all up your caboose. They all want to be part. They all want to share your shine. They all want to kind of attach to your coattails and just be part of it. And then when the times are rough and the rough get going, they don't want to be around. And when I say surround yourself around positive people, That doesn't mean they don't have bad things happening in their life. That just means that they have grit. They don't give up. They fight, they're positive, they're clawing away at their own very success, and they don't give up. And that's the kind of people you need around you. And I'm just guessing these celebrities didn't have a whole lot of that around them, because had they might have seen that you can overcome some things. Was it your heart that's broken? Was it the mirror that broke when you look into it? You know, did you lose a boatload of money? Because you know what? It's just money. It really is. I've been broke. Although I haven't been as wealthy as some of these celebrities. But, you know, it is what it is. It's money. The one thing about money is you can always get it back. You can't get your health back. That's what I always tell people. So what? You got crappy credit. Who cares? You lost your job. Forget it. I don't know. Sometimes, again, we'll go back to life happens when you're making plans. You can make all the plans in the world and try to play it perfect like a chess game. But sometimes they got your queen, and there's nothing you can do about it. Just sometimes house wins. Sometimes you win. So I just want us all just to take a moment and say a prayer for people who are sitting there thinking it right now. And if you're listening to me right now and you're thinking about doing anything stupid, please reach out. Reach out to me. I'll try to get you help. There's no shame in getting help. There really isn't. So again, my victory today was that I was able to go down all those steps with a big giant rug and get it in my car. And there was this really cute braided rug I really, really, really wanted. There was another rug I really wanted. And talk about the expression, the rug got taken right out from underneath me. Because literally and figuratively it did. I was like, come on, I can't do this any faster. I was like, I just need one more. I have big plans for it. And I am kind of cheap. So it's all good. Oh, and while I was driving this big, gigantic rug, this big truck was passing me, going through the Tannersville area. And I'm going to give a shout out to whoever he is, because he leaned all the way over to the passenger side of the big 18-wheeler, and he waved to me. And I thought, wow, I can't be looking that old. I must be looking better, because I think he's trying to hitch his to me. I was like, whoa, I'm moving up. Let me tell you, I know there's this whole movement where, and I just really hope it doesn't make men shut down from just saying, hey, how are you doing? You know, give me your best Joey Tribbiani. I'm not talking I want you to make a pass at me, but don't get me wrong, women feed off of a compliment here and there, even though she has no intention of hooking up with you, you know, or maybe she does, but on the whole, it's good. I mean, I'm sure it feels good for a guy when, you know, a girl says, how you doing? You know, so, you know, so it's all whatever. Oh my, look, I'm so vain. Look at I'm like, you ever hear the term hot red mess? Well, this is what Webster put in their dictionary right next to that saying. So I did that. I was so lethargic at work. I was just so tired. I just wanted to go home. I was just like so done. So anyway, what are you all doing this weekend? Anything fun? Anybody have any questions about weight loss surgery? About suicide? Also, political pundit. Well, I don't know if you want to say he's a political pundit, but he was been a political commentary and analyst since prior to Reagan. So, and he's been both sides. So he should be a bipartisan individual. He's had a bad hand dealt to him in his life, where he was like a really excellent swimmer, and he went for some kind of swimming before something when he was in college, and he ended up losing the loss of his legs. Basically was paralyzed. And for the longest time I used to listen to him. I didn't realize he was in a wheelchair until one day dawned on him. So he was Charles Krauthammer, if anybody knows who he is. Beautiful, beautiful man, very engaging, intellectual, and very pragmatic when it came to his assessment of situations. And that went on both sides. He was always very fair, and very knowledgeable, very versed, very articulate. Definitely. And he had disappeared from the circuit for quite a while, and here he was battling cancer, which they told him up until a month ago he was free and clear and he was good to go, and he was supposed to be coming back to work. And I guess he just found out that it came back like a beast. So they're only giving him a week to live. So I'd like to give prayers to Charles Krauthammer and also to the celebrities that committed suicide. I'd like to say some positive thoughts and condolences to the family. So I feel so sad because Charles wants to live and another gentleman, chose to die. It's sad that you just can't kind of trade your tickets, I guess. But sometimes the world has something else in mind. So prayers on that. I'm trying to think. No one got back to me what they thought of my title, Beauty and the Bariatric, when I asked last night. You're all bad. If y'all have an opportunity to watch last night's episode on, kind of getting a blueprint, and in my case it was weight loss. In your case it might be something totally different. But I intend to, since nobody's going to tell me what they're doing this weekend, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do this weekend. I did a lot of my kitchen, and tomorrow, it looks like I might have 2 days of sun. I am going to scrub that floor, because I was mostly scrubbing cabinets the other day. And I'm going to scrub that floor, and I am going to go swimming. And then I'm going to come and do some other chores. So I'm going to be doing some chores because I have something else to do in the afternoon. And I'm going to look for a braided rug. And again, if anybody out there has an outdoor porch carpet, not a rug, carpet, I need to rip up and staple down, let me know. I know someone said ollies, but I don't really want the AstroTurf kind of green thing. There was a perfect one, but again, someone ripped the rug right out from underneath me. I'm hoping I don't look orange tonight, or pink, or that horrid brown. I have no clue, because I watch these and I'm like, oh, wow, I look like a hot red mess, so to speak. Okay, so on to maybe what topics we're going to do tomorrow night. You're going to have to stay tuned for that. I will post that tomorrow. Sometimes I wish some of you could just talk to me so I could think of something. Yeah, I'm going to take that big rug and I'm going to put it in another room, and then I'm going to move from one rug to another room. It's going to be really fun. Hold on a second. Christoph, I knew it's you. Type in. And I have to put on my glasses here a second. Going to the black scene, having a beer maybe. But working just the same. Setting up a space on my website. Oh, awesome. I know you typed something through. Hey, I was watching your rerun so much. I both forgot about my coffee. I didn't see you were on now. LOL. Aw, that's so sweet. You guys are so kind to me. Yeah, I'll be doing some of that too. I mean, I'm gonna be on again tomorrow night, I'm sure. And then I think on Sunday, my sister Christine, I think, is coming over, and we're gonna go swimming and sun worshiping, and maybe you could shrink some of the skin, which is always in the forethought of my mind. And I think it's a cute shirt. It's got these little. Gives me joy in life that I'm able to, buy a couple of things, but it has like these little holes in it, It's kind of cute, right? Kind of youthful. I think this is a junior shirt, by the way, but I bought it because it was on sale and nobody was buying it, and I was like, I'll buy it. I'll give it a sight unseen, which is a whole other thing when you do a lot of online shopping, because I like some original stuff. Nothing worse than seeing somebody else wearing the same exact shirt you are, which is fun. And there's a whole art to buying clothes online, because you really have to rely on some descriptions from people on how something is going to fit, and then you get a little bit more affordable clothes. And let me tell you, it's very laborious to replace what you've grown under. It really is. It's not like passing baby clothes to baby clothes, because let's face it, babies are generally the same shape and size. So when you get older, Henrietta just can't give me all her clothes because she may have a totally different body type and it doesn't fit right. So it becomes very difficult. And then what sucks is when you are in a place that sells one of a kind, that one of a kind is gone, and then you wish you could get it in your size. So it's just really sad. See, it's doing that crazy color thing again. Look, whoops. Let's see, whoops. You go there. No. There. See, I'm trying to change the color of the... Okay. I don't know why it does that. You see that? Hey, it's a good name. Oh, you like the name? You like the name? Okay. So I'm okay with the title I'm choosing. Let me tell you... Oops. I have no clue what this is doing. I'm touching. You see me touching? You can't see me touch the screen. It's doing that dark thing again, and I don't know why it does that. I don't know. I'm very thirsty today. Even though I drank a lot of water, I'm extremely thirsty. Hold on a second. Let me put on light over here. I don't think that's gonna... Oh, you know what? I wanted to show you. When I did that 5K walk the other day, they did give me some amazing protein bars. Why I keep them in my bedroom drawer, it's crazy. I had one of those last night before I went. I had part of one before I went to sleep. I was so hungry. Okay. Oh, thank you. Awesome. I love it. All right, guys. I look like some giant pink something. I'm not sure what. I think this is going to be it for Friday night. We'll talk again tomorrow, I think. I'm just trying to figure out, why is this turning? I don't know why it does that. Huh. That's kind of crazy. It's just weird. I don't like when this does this, and I don't know that it's a brand new cell phone. It's an Apple 8 Plus. I did not get the X, but anyway, I just wanted to let you all know I love you, and I am seriously okay, but I'm going to sign off right now. I think I kept you up late enough, and hopefully we can talk tomorrow. And again, I'm only a message away. So if you want to keep things private and you don't want the whole world knowing your business, please private message me, and I won't. You don't want me to say anything, I won't. Oh, and check out my earrings, guys. All right. I'm just trying to keep it real. All right. Christoph, I think you are on. And hope the weather is kind to you today. And for those that are still watching or those watching in a rerun, check back again. And I will have the page and the Facebook page and group set up shortly. All right? Buona notte. Ciao. I love you. So, okay, Christoph, I'm signing off now. Love you guys. Bye.